Hi everyone, welcome to the visual guide for AAC Cruiserweight M1 Normal, also known as M5N. This is the first raid encounter made available by patch 7.2 in Final Fantasy XIV Seekers of Eternity. If you found yourself green with envy at others that can handle all the twists and funky mechanics without beating themselves up, let me turn your dancing green into that dancing queen. My name is Miztech and I'll be your raid guide. The encounter begins with Do the Hustle, where the boss will leap into the center and light up one side of the room with a giant equalizer. Players will need to move to the other side to avoid getting hit by the incoming half-room cleave. Anytime the boss casts 2 snap twist, players will need to move opposite the equalizer, wait for 2 pulses of the attack before moving into the opposite side to avoid that final twist. During 4 snap twist, players will need to watch for 4 pulses of the attack before moving through to the opposite side. Deep Cut will target both tanks with these tank buster markers. Move away from others, pop cooldowns, and heal as necessary. The cone attacks on each tank are fairly wide, so make sure there is no accidental overlapping. During Funky Floor, alternating square tiles will light up red before exploding. All players must move out of these areas to avoid getting hit with damage and debuffs. Full Beat will target one of the healers for stack up, and all players must stand together in a safe tile to share the incoming damage. Make sure to adjust into a safe tile if necessary and be ready for some heavy damage to heal through. Disco Infernal will deal raid-wide damage and apply 2 Burn Baby Burn debuffs on all players. Spotlights will begin to move around the platform before settling into place. During this time, the first debuff timer will begin to expire, and all players must ensure they are within a spotlight to show off their dance moves, or they will be stunned and take heavy damage. The boss will continue his attacks during this time, so make sure to avoid the half-room cleaves as you resolve your dance debuffs. Celebrate Good Times will deal high raid-wide damage. Shield and heal as necessary. When the boss casts Ride the Waves, the tiles on a random edge will begin to glow and arrow markers will appear, showing you the direction this attack will travel down the platform. Players must move into the gap between attacks to avoid getting hit. A second wave of attack tiles will appear as the first one is still moving across the platform, and players will need to immediately adjust into the new safe gap to avoid that second wave. Mechanics will repeat until the boss jumps to the north and summons his backup dancers. The boss will cast Arcadion Night Fever, activating each member of his frogtourage. Each frog will be pointing either to the left or the right, and when the boss casts Let's Dance, players can expect a half-room cleave relative to the pointing frog in the lineup. Keep an eye on the active frog and adjust over the midline of the arena to avoid getting hit. This pattern of attacks will end once the final frog dances. The boss will then cast Let's Pose, applying a perfect groove debuff to players that correctly dodged each attack, increasing their damage for a short time. The next time the boss casts Frogtourage, 2 backup dancers will appear and begin moonwalking over the platform, each forming the edges of a 3-tile wide rectangle over the platform. Players must move out of these areas to avoid the incoming explosions. 8th Beats will target all players with large circle markers. Spread to avoid overlapping attacks and get ready to heal through that incoming damage. All of these mechanics will begin to repeat with increased overlap until the boss is down. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Up next, we'll head into AAC Cruiserweight M2 Normal. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.